What is going on, guys? John Kelly here to talk Underdog Fantasy's MMA pick'em format for UFC 271 this Saturday, going down in Houston, Texas. For those that don't know, Underdog Fantasy is an awesome website where you can actually parlay these prop over-unders together, or what they call rivals, which is basically like X fighter versus X fighter, and it'll set a prop line. It might give one guy like plus 6.5 significant strikes. Basically, they're setting their own line, and you're combining multiple picks together. So 2 picks is the minimum. 2 picks will 3 extra money. 3 picks will 6 extra money. 4 picks will 10 extra money. And 5 picks will 20x your money. So we got a 3-pack for you today. We're going to start things off with my guy, Derek Brunson. I love Derek Brunson as much as the next guy, but we're targeting an under here with Derek Brunson. And when I bet these underdog pick'ems, I try to target ones that I think the line is just a little bit off, but also B, I want props that I know have multiple ways to get there. And what I mean by that is, obviously, I'll use this as an example. Derek Brunson, obviously, there's one way that he can't get there is he just doesn't land 3 takedowns. The line is 2.5. He needs 3 takedowns against Jared Cannonier. That's option 1, is maybe Cannonier just stuffs the takedowns and, the fight ends, whatever. Brunson doesn't get there. Option 2, Cannonier just knocks him out, which is very in play because Cannonier has a ton of power, and Derek Brunson's been knocked out 5 times in his career. His durability is always what we worry about. That wrestling is A1, but if he can't get the fight to the ground, if he eats shots coming in, he might end up going to sleep here. So I like targeting the under. I typically lean towards the under, but like I said, especially when there's multiple ways that it can get there. And the last way that it can get there, Brunson's a guy that does have some pop in his hands as well. Don't sleep on his knockout power. And if he does land 1 takedown and gets in favorable position on the mat, maybe he can finish with some ground and pound too. So there's three different examples of how that pick'em does not get there. So we're targeting the under 2.5 takedowns on Derek Brunson. That's our first pick of the night. Up next, we're going with my guy, Ronnie Lawrence. And those that follow me know I'm a big fan of this kid. Prospect coming off Dana White Contender Series. Landed 12 takedowns on his Dana White Contender Series fight. Landed 8 takedowns in his UFC debut. I call him the mini Merab Dvalishvili because that's the type of work rate that he has. He's constantly looking to take the fight to the ground. He's relentless in chasing those takedowns, and his cardio is so good that he can keep up that pace over 15 minutes if he has to. When he does get his opponents down, he's still working, getting off on that ground and pound. I like Ronnie Lawrence. This one's on the Rivals side. We have Ronnie Lawrence versus Mana Martinez, and the Rivals line is Mana Martinez plus 6.5 significant strikes over Ronnie Lawrence. So we like the Ronnie Lawrence side for multiple reasons. I mentioned, he's super high work rate, gonna land takedowns, gonna be very aggressive in top position. I don't expect Mana Martinez to be landing anything significant from the bottom. So if he's spending most of the round on his back, it's just gonna be hard for him to match that work rate of Ronnie Lawrence. And then on the flip side, there are some concerns with Lawrence because his defensive striking is not great. He's liable to get hurt on the feet before he gets the fight to the ground. And Mana Martinez does have punching power. 8 of his 9 wins have come by knockout. If he does win, it's likely coming by a first round knockout. And if that's the case, then maybe we see a situation where Ronnie Lawrence takes him down. He's way ahead in significant strikes, and then he ends up getting hurt chasing another takedown later in the round or something like that, where he's already ahead before the fight gets stopped. So again, just multiple ways we can get there. I'm going to go with the work rate of my guy, Ronnie Lawrence. He's the second pick for Underdog this week. Rounding things out tonight, we have Robert Whittaker in the main event. This one's on the Rival side as well. The line is set to 0.5 takedowns plus 0.5 takedowns on the Izzy side, minus 0.5 takedowns on the Robert Whittaker side. I like the Whittaker side. I expect him to land we just need 1 takedown. And I expect that to happen here. And there was an over-under at 0.5. I apologize. I nuked that line already and they removed it. So we can still target it. They removed it. They brought it back at just 1 takedown now is the line instead of 0.5. So a way to still get that 0.5 line is to head on over to the Rival side where you just pick the Whittaker side on Rivals minus 1.5. So don't play the over-under because it's 1. Play the Rival side is 0.5. Again, I think he lands at least 1 takedown here. Leading up to the Izzy fight, across his career, Robert Whittaker has only landed 4 takedowns across 13 UFC fights pre-title fight with Izzy a couple years ago. Since then, there's been more of a focus on the wrestling. He's attempted 22 takedowns over his last 3 fights after the Izzy fight. I think him and his team have watched tape. They know how Izzy's susceptible to giving up those takedowns, and that's what's going to be the game changer in this fight. He struggled with it against Marvin Vettori, struggled with it when he went up to 205 against Jan Blachowicz. That's clearly a leak in his game. Not saying that he can be controlled easily on the mat, but he can be taken down. And again, we only need 1 takedown here, so I like the Whittaker side, and that's all I got this week for Underdogs Fantasy. Good luck, guys, and we'll see you next time.